Good afternoon. Here I would like to solve a sample question in Java. Here we have a task. Write a static method, average division, that gets three integer numbers as parameters and returns the average as double of numbers divisible by the third parameter from the first number to the second number, and both of them are inclusive. So what does inclusive mean? Let's say we have two numbers. That is the range 100 till 200. So it means that we want to check all these numbers 100 and 101, 102, and so on till 200. But 200 also should be inclusive. Exclusive means that in this case it will be from 101 till 199. But that's not what we want. We want 100 till 200, 100 to 200, right? So, okay. But we will manage that while solving it. So let's first of all initialize the methods with double data type because we want to return our result in double. Let's call our variable as result. It's going to be average division. And we want to get our real value with real numbers. So for that purpose, we have to give the real numbers. Let's say 10, 50, and the divisor is going to be, let's say, 7. And then later on, we want to print our result. But let's just reserve, and later we will check it. So public static methods, the data type should be double. Average division. Let's initialize with variables such as int num1, int num2. All of them are in the integer data type. And the third parameter is going to be divisor. So we want to find the average, right? So it means we have to find how many numbers are divisible between 10 till 50, and we want to find their addition, summation of these numbers altogether. For that purpose, we have to initialize next variables such as sum is equal to 0, count also 0 as default. Okay, now let's write the for loop. So let's initialize the variable I, which is equal to n1. Num1 is inclusive. Also, I is less or equal to num2. Less or equal to, it means that num2 is inclusive, which is 50. But if I wrote just less, it will be inclusive, which is 49. And we want to iterate through each number, I++. Here we have condition. Sorry, it should be semicolon here. If I is divisible by divisor with no remainder, so count should be incrementing, right? And sum also has to be increasing. But we can write simply, just like sum plus equal to I. So it means, let's say the first number is 10, right? But 10 is not divisible by 7. We ignore it. 11, ignore it until we get 14. So 14 is divisible by 7. So count is going to be not 0, it's going to be 1. And sum is equal to sum plus I, which is sum is equal to 0 plus 14. Sum is going to be 14. Next, 15 is not divisible, ignore it. 16, not divisible until we reach 21. So 21 is going to be second number. So count is going to be 2. And sum is going to be 14 plus 21 is equal to 35. So you understood the logic, right? Next, I would like to check for the mathematical logic that if count is equal to 0, we cannot divide our sum by 0, right? So that's right. If let's say count is equal to 0, then we have to return 0.0. Why just not 0? Why exactly 0.0? Because we want to turn our number in a double data type. You might ask, why did I write if, but not else if? Because, how to say, if you see that we wrote first of all if here, but then we write again if here, but logically it has to be else if, because they have different priorities in this case. If, in this case, it's inside of the for loop, which is more secondary priority. But in this case, this if statement has the first priority. But if you want to write another case, like let's say sum is equal to, if sum is equal to 0, then do something. We of course write else if. But since in this area of methods, we have statements as the first priority, in here we have to write if. If this part of the if statement was outside of the for loop, it will be if, and then in here we could write else if. Okay, and we want to return our average. Double sum divisible by count. So let's check. 31.5. Now let's check by ourselves, is it correct or not. So we have numbers such as 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, and 49. Let's sum all together is going to be 14 plus 21, 35, 35 plus 28, 63, 63 plus 35 is going to be 98, 98 plus 90, 91 is going to be 189, which is divisible by 6. We have 6 numbers, right? Okay. Well, I think it's going to be 31.5. So we solved correctly. Yeah. Thank you for your attention.